So I want to bring up because you're an esports mentor, right? So you definitely we're touching upon the subject that's next, right? Um, so we're gonna dive into the topic about the biggest factors for esports athletes suffering debilitating mental health, and we just touched upon a big one, toxicity, right? Huge,
Huge.
and then not even just the community being toxic, but it's also our inner self-talk. Disgusting as well sometimes, right? Because we put our value within our game. If we, if you miss that throw, your teammate tells you suck, and you keep hearing that over and over, what do you think you're going to tell yourself later at night? Yeah, I do suck. Yeah, I'm pretty bad at this. So what am I doing? Inner self-talk, right? And then you start to get this bad combination of you have toxicity of teammates or opponents versus your negative self-talk, and it just contributes to one another, and before you know it, you're becoming that person that's going ahead here yelling to everybody else, saying bad things, etc., etc. And it's just one of those things where, you mentioned about 25. There's so many things they have to deal with toxicity since they're like maybe 14, who knows, right? Because I feel like I played around that time, I think, for competitively, about 14, yeah. And then you have to deal with yourself, and then, you know if you're older than 25 playing games, people are going to frown upon you. Oh, why aren't you a grown up?
Yep.
What are you doing? Right? The blah, 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 blah. Like wasting your time. Where's your house? All that kind of stuff. What else is there? There's so much. You take it away. What are some other factors?
That make esports difficult.
You know what's another one I just recalled? What about, I think we touched upon this in IG Live. What about physical health as well? People may not be
100%.
taking care of themselves. Yeah, that's another thing too. If you're not fueling your body properly and you're only taking in energy drinks and playing games, what fuel does your body have to keep going? And then it's like imagine yourself lack of sleep, going into your job, and you have customer service. You're not going to want to see people, but you're supposed to see people. It's the same thing for games. You're not going to be able to play at a high level if you're not taking care of yourself properly. So I'm just wondering, have you seen any of these factors amongst the children you've entered?
Today, 100%. I see it every day. The first thing I say is I don't necessarily believe it's a kid's fault because the most of the professionals, Ninja, Tim the Tatman, and a whole bunch of them, the one thing that they constantly are sharing is play more, train harder. And I'm like, no, that is the worst piece of advice. And everyone's like, why? I'm like, do you see Tom Brady going onto the football field for 17 hours a day throwing the football? No. He does other things that make him an elite athlete. He hired a mental coach to help him with mental rehearsal, meditation. Um, there's more than just playing the game. There's a lot more that goes into it. There's an amazing app that's available right now for download called Fit Gamer, FITGMR. And what they do is they've created an app that helps you keep track and hold yourself accountable for your daily routines, such as meditation, physical exercise, reading, nutrition. It's a great app that helps you understand that there's more than gameplay training. My son was a huge prodigy in Fortnite. That was his dream. That was his goal. But now he's into physical sports like football and soccer. Like he's transforming and evolving, which is fantastic. But when he was pursuing that world championship with Fortnite, he's like, "Oh yeah, Dad, I gotta play for 17 hours a day." I'm like, "No. First of all, as your father, I'm not gonna allow that to be your mindset because that's so destructive. Because it doesn't matter what level of athlete you are a human first. You need rest. Now, another thing I see being pushed a lot in the industry is energy drinks. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I have a collection of Rogue Energy. I love Rogue Energy. I'm now using a Canadian brand that's, well, I guess it's not really Canadian. It's North American now, called Mix Energy. It's available on Amazon, so it's cheaper, faster shipping and receiving. I love my energy drinks. However, I have a rule, and that rule is the whole day to when I'm playing, I'm drinking water. I go for a 40-minute walk. I coach my son outside. I do my house chores. I do laundry, whatever I need to do. And then when it comes game time, I have my one serving of energy drink. And then most importantly, I try to figure out a snack that will last me a long time because that's the thing when you're gaming, you're not paying attention to your portion control because you're just like, I'm eating, I'm hungry, I'm eating, I'm hungry. And then before you know it, you ate a whole bag of chips. and you're like, oh my God, chips are not filling. I'm still hungry. I need more. So I'm going to do Uber. I'm going to do skip the dishes. And before you know it, you've now created a habit of eating very unhealthy. So my favorite snack of choice is cereal, dry cereal. May it be Honey Nut Cheerios, may it be Frosted Flakes, because I can eat a whole bowl. I'm sorry, I can pour a whole bowl with no milk because I hate milk, but I can pour a whole bowl and that will last me for 3 to 4 hours. And I'm
That's
not binge
awesome.
eating. I'm
I'm
not,
stealing that from you, man.
it's a genius mental trick where you just like, because think about it, whenever you're at a loading screen, I'm hungry. Because you're sitting there, you're like, what should I do? And that's another thing I tell people all the time that my good friend Dr. Who and Dr. Respawn, Jordan Sai taught me is loading screens are the best opportunity for stretching, to go for a walk, to do something, to take a break. So whenever I have a loading screen, instead of reaching for that bowl of snacks, I stretch my wrists, I stretch my neck, I do shoulder stretches. You can find all these great stretches on TikTok, by the way. Like there's so many great physiotherapists in the gaming industry that share this information that's so valuable. But yeah, you're right. Like a lot of these gamers who are casual, want to become pro, their focus is mainly gameplay, getting the mechanic, which I like. I'm not saying that's wrong. Like that's a great focus to have, but you also got to have mental health training. You also got to have nutrition. It's a whole system, and it's like I said, like you're not going to see Tom Brady on the football field for 17 hours throwing a football.
Perfect
He'll
example,
get
man.
up. Well, I know a lot of people have a lot of hate for Tom Brady, but the fact of the
But
matter is
every
he's
greatness is always gonna
like
have haters.
he has a great mindset. My favorite quarterback of all time is Kurt Warner. Um, so I do a lot of reading from Kurt Warner. He's a great guy, great focus, great mental health supporter as well. But a lot of these kids are being influenced by the very negative comment or piece of advice of just keep playing. Or they also get told energy drinks, drink a lot of Red Bull. No, please don't. Like, especially if you are a teenager, there's a reason why most doctors are trying to get energy drinks only available for 16 and up, because a lot of kids under 16 are consuming them at an alarming rate. I'm a 280-pound, 36-year-old man, and I have my one serving of 165 milligrams of caffeine. I'm good. I'm also ADHD, so you give me caffeine, I'm gonna have one of the other two reactions. I'm gonna get either really hyper, or I'm gonna calm right down. Usually, I calm down. I just like it because it makes me more concentrated and more focused. But I'm not against energy drinks within moderation. Not a problem, as long as you have your H2O. Like water is the most accessible resource we have to help with our nutrition. Another good example I tell kids all the time is when their parents go to put fuel in the car, and they say, hey son or daughter, can you do it for me? And they say, yeah, I'll do that for you, no problem, parent. Would your father be okay if you put diesel into his gas tank? And they're like, no, that would destroy the car. I'm like, 100% it would. I'm like, so you need to have the exact same response and the exact same urgency with your body. If you know drinking that 2 liter of Coke is going to damage you and affect your gameplay, don't do it. Consume your drinks with a purpose. Like, okay. Now another thing I like is Slurpees. I'm a huge fan of Slurpees. I love my Slurpees, especially with this plus 30 damn weather in Calgary now. It's like I need my Slurpees, but moderation. It's all about moderation.
It is all about moderation, because I'm not saying like energy drinks are like terrible, because hey, sometimes I mean it feels good to have something fizzy. Like I'm what's the word, guilty of having like Coke Zero when I'm playing games. I like to have the two in
How dare you
combination.
have psychological human behavior?
I know, right? So
I
it just
call it
it's so good.
I call it the Pepsi can opening experience, where you sit down after a long day of work and you hear that
Oh man, that's
that
how it is.
sound. That sound is so relaxing. So what you have to do is treat it as a reward, not as like an addiction where it's like I need that. No, be like, hey, you know what? Today was a good day. I drank my water. I had my good core healthy nutrition. I'm gonna get excited for that energy drink. Like you can ask my family, 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. every night is my game time. I am so excited for 7 p.m. I'm like, I get my energy drink. I get my snacks, which is cereal, because I've always told people, my kids, I'm like, cereal is not a meal, guys. It's a snack. It's not going to fill you. So I just, you have to have that lifestyle where you have something to look forward to. And if you love that sound effect, earn it. Do what you got to do to make sure you're healthy. That way you can sit down and have no regrets. Because there's no, like, for me personally, I don't like that feeling of, oh, you know what, I had a Slurpee last night, but now I feel terrible. Then I had that can of pop. Oh, that was so bad. No, it's like, I want to have it where, like, you know what, that was a good night. I earned that.
I
And it's
like that,
just,
man. Yeah, that's
you got
really
to earn it.
good.
You got to just create that mindset of treat it as a reward. And like
Yeah.
my kids, I am very, very protective with my kids' sugar intake because we do have a lot of diabetes in my family. I'm like, sugar is like, we need sugar. Like, we need to have it in our diet. It's something that, we need to have. But there's also the dangerous man-made sugar, the added sugar. So I was like, you got to find, like, I was surprised when I found out that kids are only allowed to have 25 milligrams of sugar a day.
Milligrams? I'm surprised.
Or grams, sorry, 25 grams, 25
Oh, 25
grams.
grams. I mean, just 42 grams
And
alone in a Coke can.
right.
Like, you say,
And
wow.
and doctors are saying that the average elementary level student has 11 to 21 grams of sugar in their breakfast alone.
Oh, man.
It's crazy how much sugar. Because just think about it, I was like, you know what? I'm suspect of this as well. Like, if my son was hungry, I'd say, yeah, go grab a Pop Tart. Not even thinking like how much sugar is in one solid piece of Pop Tart. Then he would say, can I have a glass of juice? I'm like, yeah, have a glass of juice. Within just that Pop Tart and juice, it's almost 30, 40 grams of
That's
sugar.
it.
I'm like,
Yeah.
holy
Just like
cow.
that. There goes
And
moderation out the window. Just like that.
exactly. So we need a lot more focus to be on nutrition, a lot more focus to be on mental health, a lot more focus to be on productive training and not just game more.
And I
Game
like that you
more.
bring that up because you know, you start to see some of these streamers who play every day, right? You start watching them, and there are some times they'll have a bad sesh, like they're just salty and mean and angry,
Yep.
and like a Ninja I've seen, for example, like sometimes he'll become his old toxic self, like in a snap, just like that, and or even like some of this that I watch. So the thing is, like we were talking, the next topic is a bit about like burnout amongst esports athletes, and what we just touched upon is a big factor to it. If you're living off of caffeine and gaming, you're gonna get tired. You're gonna feel terrible. You're gonna wake up and you're just gonna go on your computer or pick up your controller because it's what you've been doing, feeling so crappy about yourself and just not really happy about it. I speak out of experience. I've done it too. And you just go through the motions, and then before you know it, you start to get debilitating mental health. And then after that, you feel like then you know what happens with your relationship with gaming. It starts to become a toxic relationship where you feel like gaming has taken over your life, and then you have to drop it for you to do better. And then in some cases, yes, you will drop gaming, your life will be better. But then, like, but gaming was supposed to be your escape. It was supposed to be your fun. It was supposed to be your moment where you're sharing an experience with a community out there, and you're able to partake in this experience in this story. And now you've taken that away from yourself because you thought that you developed this unhealthy relationship with it when all I had to do was what's the keyword? Moderation. And we didn't do that. So I feel like it's a big burnout where we're not taking care of ourselves. And I think you could definitely touch upon this. I know you've already brought up a lot of it, where it's not only just diet, but also mental health awareness to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. And I also really love the fact that you stopped your son from playing 17 hours a day. Good. Because,
Now,
yeah, go ahead.
to jump on that, there was a lot of days during COVID where I was like, you know what, go play for 8 hours. I'm like, just take a break, because I'm just like, what else is he supposed to do? Like, another thing with gaming is socialization. A majority of his friends, he could not see his friends for a better part of a year while we had the COVID restrictions. And he's like, Dad, when I'm playing, I'm like, it's all about why you're gaming. Is it avoidance or is it distraction? Because if it's avoidance, that's not healthy. But if it's distraction, we all need distractions. Like, we all need times just to tap out and be like, you know what? I'm done with work. I'm done with tasks, I'm done with responsibilities, I need a distraction. And that's why TikTok is such a viral sensation right now, because it's a great distraction tool. But another thing I think we need to address about is how toxicity sells right now. A lot of kids love watching streamers that rage. There was this one gamer that went viral for breaking keyboards. Kids thought it was hilarious. My son thought it was hilarious watching this guy rage and slamming keyboards. I'm like, son, I'm like, why is this entertaining to you? I'm like, you're watching someone become so unhealthy. I'm like, you should be feeling sorry for the person and not being like, this is awesome, this is so entertaining. So that's another thing that kids are struggling with, is they are being influenced by toxicity as a badge of honor, where it's like, I play games for 18 hours a day and that's why I'm better than them. And that's what they're being told. Like, I would ask my son, like, what advice have you been told in your little friends community? He's like, oh yeah, raging is normal. That's a problem. It's just like when people say, if you can't handle being trash talked or belittled, don't play games. When has that become a situation where the victim is told to adapt to the abuser? Like, that is such a unhealthy mindset, where it's like, well, if you can't handle being name called and abused, don't play games. Why are we creating such an environment where the abuser is given a pedestal and the victim is told to leave? That mindset drives me so mental when people are telling me, Dave, if you can't handle trash talking, don't play the game. Or what if the person who's trash talking has consequences for their action? And overall, that allows us to have a clean environment, so the millions of people who are gaming can completely have a good time gaming. Like, for example, there was 1 month where Twitch had over 7 billion hours of watch time. It's crazy with how many people are gaming and streaming, but with that, how many people are just selling this narrative that being toxic is cool and being toxic is edgy. Or my other favorite thing is when people say, I can trash talk like the best, I'm great at trash talking. I'm like, it's so easy to trash talk on a microphone, but I promise you, I guarantee you, if you're face to face with the person, your energy would be on a different level. So that's a huge issue I find in gaming too, is where people are just so, I think it was Mike Tyson that said it best, where he said social media has allowed too many people to feel comfortable not being punched in the face. And I'm like, it sounds so violent, but it's the truth, where it's like, everyone is just so arrogant on social media. And it's like, guys, chill. I know gamers hate this, but it's a game. And every single gaming company wants you to have fun so you can invest more time and potentially money into the game. So when people are just trash talking, they don't understand how much they're affecting their character. Because I'm sorry, your gamer tag is right there, I can report you. So it's like, you're affecting your playability. Like, if you get banned and you go on social media and complain that, oh, I was banned from EA or I was banned from Fortnite, but you're not holding yourself accountable to why you were banned, that's a problem. Like, I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's actually gamers who have shared videos of them being banned, bragging about it. And I'm just like,
Oh, I've
oh
seen it
my
all the time.
goodness. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
so terrible. Like, you're bragging
Like
about
when you get blocked
being
on Twitter,
banned.
by the way. Have you ever seen
Yeah,
that one? You get blocked on
don't
Twitter
even.
and it's like, why is that a badge of honor? You got blocked because you're being toxic to that person. Like, I don't
This
understand.
celebrity
I
blocked
hated
me.
that.
Okay, so that person chose to respect their boundary and blocked you, and now you're trying to make it about clout. I'm like, and that's the
It's
thing,
so
like,
weird.
it's all about self-awareness and being honest with who you are, with your intent. It's like, one of my favorite sayings I say is, be a pro with your intent. Like, if you want to be a pro anything, be a pro with your intent. Be respectful, be mature, be civilized. When you're playing a Madden game and you're getting your rear end smoked, you have two ways to respond to it. You can attack the person for being better than you or play better than you, or say, you know what, man, that was a great experience. Even though I lost, it was still fun. Like, I remember one of the guys I gave praise to, he beat me pretty bad. it was a bad game, but I tagged him in a tweet saying, you know what, you beat me, but you did it with honor and respect, and I respect you so much for that, because he didn't trash talk me. He didn't share video of my terrible plays and mock me. he was like, listen, man, that was a great game. I had a lot of fun. And I'm like, that's what it's all about. There's still respect in winning and losing. And like I told my son, I'm like, let's say you become the Fortnite world champ and you are arrogant. You're toxic. I'm like, did you really win? I'm like, no, I don't think you did. And he's like, oh yeah, but I won $3 million. I won a trophy. I'm like, yeah, but you lost a lot of respect. And I'm like, respect means more to me than any cash value prize. And I'm trying to help kids develop that mindset of money can be spent and replaced, but respect is so hard to get back. Like it's hard to get back when you lose.
If you want to hear more stories, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like. To support more youth by youth led projects, visit us at youthspeak.ca, where you can donate and spread youth mental health awareness.
YouthSpeak Performance Charity. Speak, inspire, change.